iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right. It's time to do the Hot Takes podcast for this week's playoff games in the NFL. Some big games here. We'll be watching them closely. So let's get started with Tennessee at New England. So, I think New England is ripe for a loss. I'm just not sure Tennessee is the team that can do it. I think Marcus Mariota needs to have an offense that allows him to run more, and I don't think he's fully healthy. Derrick Henry is a sensational runner, and DeMarco Murray's out, but Derrick Henry is terrible in pass protection. So they've got to be very careful not to get Mariota killed. Their receivers are old and not great, and that's a problem. You have Corey Davis, but he's not ready yet. You got Delaney Walker, who I like, who I think should have a good game, and I think Eric Decker has a good game, but Rashard Matthews is going downhill. So these are the guys you have out there. If you want a contrarian play tomorrow in DFS, I don't hate Mariota, I don't hate Delaney Walker, but you know Bill Belichick is going to try to stop the one thing that the Tennessee Titans want to do is run the football. So if I'm Belichick, I'm putting 8 guys in the box against Derrick Henry and saying, Marcus Mariota, beat me with your arm. Probably not going to happen. Not yet anyway. On the other side of the football, you're looking at Tom Brady and Dion Lewis. Great starts. Dion Lewis is a sensational start this week. Burkhead not 100%. James White not 100%. Mike Gillislee not 100%. Dion Lewis is going to see the ball early and often. Short yardage, third downs, doesn't matter. Dion Lewis is the man. So start him, please. I beg you. Gronk is always a great start. I don't love Brandon Cooks. I like him. Hogan's back. I always think that Brady looks for Hogan. I think Amendola's a good play. I think Brady basically nickels and dimes this Tennessee team. Cooks, Amendola, Gronk, Hogan, Lewis, he's all over the place because he won't need to do that much. I think they get out to a big lead, and as opposed to the Chiefs, who, faltered in the second half, New England doesn't falter and they win this game. Tennessee outperforms what we expected this year, and New England goes on to the championship game. In the other AFC matchup, you've got Jacksonville against Pittsburgh. I have said that Jacksonville is one player away from the Super Bowl. Sadly, that player, though, is their quarterback. Blake Bortles not going to get you the Super Bowl. There have been average quarterbacks winning Super Bowls. Trent Dilfer, Jeff Hostetler, Joe Flacco. But Blake Bortles, he aspires to be Joe Flacco. He wakes up in the middle of the night and goes, I wish I was Joe Flacco. He's not even a third of Joe Flacco. He stinks. Leonard Fournette is a beast. This defense is a Super Bowl caliber defense if I've ever seen one. Marquise Lee is respectable. D.D. Westbrook is good. Keelan Cole's nice in the slot. When Allen Robinson comes back, this team's going to be very good next year, again with receivers. But you got no quarterback to throw the football. You can't win without a quarterback. And Blake Bortles will show you that this weekend. I think they can keep this game close if he throws the ball to T.J. Yeldon and he does quick passes to Marquise Lee and they run well and play great defense. And if they get in Ben Roethlisberger's head. If Jalen Ramsey covers Antonio Brown and Bowie takes on Juju Smith-Schuster, they can keep it close. But Pittsburgh's the better team. They're the better team. So let's talk about Le'Veon Bell. The dude wants to get paid. Now, is he on the opposite? Is he almost done with his career? He's 25. I know he's had a lot of attempts, but he's 25. Pay the man. Pay the man. Here's the problem in the NFL. These guys signed the worst deal in the history of the NFL. The worst. The players got killed. And so now they can franchise tag this guy. And I don't blame him if he doesn't want to play under the franchise tag. Would you? It only plays you top 5. This guy's the best runner in the game by far. And he's like, you know what? I'm prepared to sit out next season if you don't pay me. I don't need this game. I like this game and I'm good at this game, but you need me more than I need you. I love it. Get what you're worth. If you don't get what you're worth, you won't get anything. I'll tell you that right now. So good for Le'Veon Bell. He's the key to this game. He needs to run the football. And Ben needs to calm down and play much better than he did the last time. This Jaguars defense is tough. Ben has to take what they give him. Whether it's an out to Vance McDonald, whether it's a quick pass to Eli Rogers, a quick strike to Juju, he can't force it. If he forces it against his defense, it's a problem, right? It's a big problem. So Ben has to take what the defense gives him, and I think he can do it. And I think revenge is on his mind, right? Revenge is on his mind. He was embarrassed the last time. 5 interceptions, 2 that were run back for touchdowns. You know Ben wants to bring it. I like Ben. I like Bell this game. Don't love Antonio Brown. I like Fournette. I mean, I always like Antonio Brown, but if I'm picking Steelers and DFS, I'll go with Le'Veon Bell for sure. He's my number 1 guy. I think Vance McDonald is sneaky. Vance McDonald is a good receiving tight end for the 49ers. Don't forget that. A lot of people forget that. I haven't forgotten that. Okay, in the NFC, the Falcons and the Eagles. The Falcons are a 6 seed on the road, and they're favorites. What does that tell you? It tells you that Vegas does not believe in Nick Foles 1 iota. I believe a little bit in Nick Foles. I do. I think he's a good, competent quarterback. He's a Jeff Hostetler type who won it for the Giants, but the Giants are just a better team. The Eagles are close, and I really like Jay Ajayi this week. But I'm telling you this right now. These two teams are very, very similar, with 2 exceptions. 1, Julio Jones, the best player on the field. And 2, the Eagles' secondary is a little weak. So that's a big problem. If the Eagles are going to win this game, Jay Ajayi has to play a huge role. A huge role. Here's why. 1st and 10, if he gets 1 yard, it's 2nd and 9. Gets another 2 yards, it's 3rd and 7. And now the Falcons defense is going to tee off on him. Takaris McKinley, Vic Beasley, Deion Jones, they're going to come after him. So what they have to do, the Eagles, is run the ball well on 1st down. 1st and 10 has to be 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 has to be 3rd and 2. And then you're throwing a 2-yard pass to Aguilar for a 1st down. Then you're controlling the Falcons' pass rush. If you can run the football effectively, they could win this game. Everybody's burying the Eagles. I wouldn't bury them so fast. I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl, but I think the Falcons can implode. But the Falcons have the best skill players, Freeman, Jones, great players. For the Falcons, they just have to run the football as well. Freeman and Coleman have to run the ball well, and the Eagles have been very stingy all year long in their run defense. Very stingy. This is a Julio Jones Roto game. He's got to come to play. Matt Ryan's got to find Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu. If he does that, the Falcons go home with a win. But I think this is an intriguing game. I think Foles is going to be under a microscope, but it's not as much about Foles because we know what he's going to do. He's going to be okay. They have to run the football. If you can't run the football, you can't win. This is the NFL. This is the playoffs. You have to be able to run the football. It's as simple as that. All right, finally, in the other game, wow, the Vikings against the Saints. This is the game that I'd like to see for the Super Bowl. You got the best offense against the best defense. I mean, the Vikings may not have the highest scoring defense, but they have great defensive players. They've got fast linebackers, they got a great cover cornerback, and they rush the passer well. This is Case Keenum's big moment. Case Keenum, I think the Vikings are better off with Keenum than Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Bradford. Bradford always gets hurt. Teddy Bridgewater, you don't know what you have. Keenum at least plays within himself. I mean, he's a respectable quarterback. I like him. But is this moment too big for him? The Vikings have a solid offense. Latavius Murray, Jerick McKinnon. Murray's the 1st and 2nd down guy. He's also good pass protection. Jerick McKinnon, very elusive back there. Good player. Stephon Diggs, number 1 receiver. Adam Thielen, stud number 2 receiver. And Kyle Rudolph, who has been injured, but he should be there for this week. The Saints have Marshawn Lattimore to cover Diggs. This is a big game. Thielen is a huge player in this game. The Saints are very good at covering the tight end. I don't see a big day for Rudolph. I think Lattimore covers Michael Thomas. So you got Ken Crawley on Adam Thielen. That's a mismatch in favor of Thielen. Keenum has to take advantage of that. Drew Brees has the best running attack in the NFL. Mark Ingram's a battering ram. Alvin Kamara, stud of epic proportions. they've got to go to Kamara on the flat. But remember, the Vikings linebackers are very fast, much like the Carolina Panthers. So if they neutralize the running game of the Saints, which I think could happen, and Michael Thomas sees a lot of Xavier Rhodes, it's going to be on Ted Ginn, Brandon Coleman, and Willie Snead to make a play in this game. I think this game comes down to number 2 receivers. I really do. And it's going to be which quarterback can find his second receiver. Now, I think the second receiver advantage goes to Adam Thielen, but the quarterback advantage goes to Drew Brees. Right? Ask yourself this. I want a quarterback who's either been in the Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl. Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady. Those teams should make it. There's a lot that's to be said for teams that have been there before. The moment is not too big for them. But the Vikings are at home. The Vikings are a solid team. I think the Vikings could absolutely beat the Eagles, but I don't know if they could beat the Falcons. I don't know if they could beat the Saints because of the quarterback play. And because these teams have real top skill position players. By the way, just a moment. How good would the Vikings be with Dalvin Cook? Just think about that for a second. They're pretty darn good without him. Could you imagine how good this team would be with Dalvin Cook? So if you want to play DFS this week, I encourage you to do a couple things. One, I encourage you to play on DraftKings. Look, I'm fine with FanDuel, but they split the games. There's 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. I hate playing short slate games. I hate it. I want the 4-game slate. That's what I recommend. I also don't like the kicker. Do you know how much money Robbie Gould won people this year? Way too much. A kicker should not be deciding money. So if you're going to play, I like the 4-game slate on DraftKings. If you're going to play on DraftKings, you better go to scoutdfs.com. We've got our picks there, our plays, our optimizer, who's the best plays. This is really the last big week that I play of DFS football. Because next week is a 2-game slate, and then the Super Bowl, it's the 1-game slate. I don't like small, short slates like that because you have to be perfect. So this is my last slate that I will enjoy playing this year for football. And then becomes, NBA, PGA, Major League Baseball, all those other sports. You don't get NFL DFS for a long time. So really, let's make sure we get this right. Listen to our guys, Steve Renner, Sean Childs, The Optimizer, Scout Scores. Let us help you at scoutdfs.com. All right, I'm pumped up. I'm excited. I'm ready to go for the NFL playoffs. So my predictions. New England wins. The Steelers win. The Saints win, and the Falcons win. And then we get 2 really good matchups. Saints-Falcons, a divisional rivalry. Wow. And then you got the Steelers and the Patriots. Man, one Jesse James catch changed a whole lot of home field advantage there. So this should be a very, very entertaining weekend of football. And I hope you guys enjoy it. All right? But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. When I come back on Monday, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to analyze these games. I'm going to talk about what happened. We'll see what mistakes were made, who did well and who didn't, and if we can find any fantasy nuggets to help us for next year, like the Derrick Henry nugget. There's a rumor that DeMarco Murray could be done with the Titans. Hello, Derrick Henry. We love you. All right, guys, and it's still not too late. It is not too late to play Maui Madness. I want you to go to playffwc.com right now. $25 per entry. 5 entries for $20 for $100. So you save $5 per entry. If you win, you get 6 nights in Maui at a 5-star resort, and we'll do airfare for 4 people. All right? $25 puts you on a beach in Maui. How cool is that? And the only place you could do that is playffwc.com. Get to our Maui Madness. All right, Adam Ronas and I are on Monday through Friday now from 7 to 9 a.m. So hope you listen to us then. We love being there for you and doing the best job we can of talking all sports. Football, basketball, baseball, golf, whatever you need, Scout Fantasy Sports is there for you. All right, guys, enjoy the games. Good luck this week. This is Dr. Roto saying, be well, take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!